Hello all, this is Nala coming at you with another adventure in Demise, Rise of the Kutan. We're going to be continuing our solo play adventure, and yeah, we're going to be changing up the format a little bit. I'm going to start doing 1 hour long play sessions, and that's just part of it. So I also have my new system up and running, and I've also implemented an autocast protocol. I'll update as I start casting spells, but that means I'm gonna have more freedom with what I have in my bar here for spells that are actually of value to us, so we'll have a little bit more options for what we have going on. And yeah, we're going to just go on out and have fun. So let's pop out our map. Let's make sure that's centered in a reasonable way. And we're just gonna have fun with it. So it's been a couple of weeks. I've kind of gotten sorted in on my new system, and things are going quite well. I did a lot of play with my multi-party group, and I've gotten several steps further in the storyline, so I've explored new areas quite a bit. Got new items, so. That was about when I started deciding to start setting up a more robust casting system, because things were starting to ramp up in a more serious way for even the multiplayer part, because some of those new areas are no joke. Now for this character, it's not going to make that big of a difference for a while, so basically we're going to be just playing and having a good time. Now in an overall sense, the new system is just way faster. But we're going to follow our normal pattern where we pretty much just clear this in 3 sections and go deeper. That was definitely working for me. And yeah, we're gonna be taking a warrior up to the next usage level. That's our current goal, at least. Look at that, we've already got a level ready and going. Pretty much. We just have like a room or two, and then it will be sorted. And would you happen to notice it? We have another room or two to go through. It's crazy. Yeah, there's no specific need for me to keep pace with my other one, but you know, I do enjoy the difference in gameplay. It does tickle my fancy a little differently. I didn't actually mean to come in this way, but you know, it's fine. We're only like a couple rooms ahead of our plan.
Cool. Bye-bye. Cool. Bye-bye.
And we're almost pinned and we're not even down to the next floor.
Cool.
I mean, it's actually a good thing because that means we'll get plenty of experience just doing this strategy.
Cool.
Bam. Bam. Yeah, at some point in the future, I'm gonna have to actually reset the guild masters again, but you guys don't have to worry about that. I'll sort it. So 56 is actually when that would be, and I'm actually not gonna keep warrior going past that point at this point. I think my cutoff point's actually before that. Let's just take a quick peek if that's true. So 44. $66 is a usage level. What is my current goal? I guess I should determine my current goal because I don't actually have that on the top of my head. So is it 66? Is that what I'm aiming for? That might be my goal. Yeah, looks like that's my goal. I don't remember that being where I should leave it, but maybe I should just stop at 44, you know? Maybe 44 is the goal. I don't need to take it that far. This is just to keep pace anyway. Oh, what I do find interesting is that this actually didn't catch up any of my stats. I actually thought it was going to, but it will in the long run. You don't have to worry about that. Yeah, we'll go in. We'll do another run. Then maybe we'll switch things up again, you know? Who's gonna stop us? It's always good to reevaluate what you're doing now and then, you know? If you don't have a reason for what you're doing, you should probably switch it up. Oh, didn't I clear? Yes, I didn't. Yeah, it's not a good idea to do anything blindly. You should always have a reason for the things you choose to do. This has been my TED Talk.
Cool.
It's even fine if it's not a really good reason for other people. It's just, if you go in with no plan, what are you even doing? Let's just be honest. Like in life, in this, anywhere, you know? It's okay to deviate from a plan, but it's not okay to have no plan, in my opinion. I'm even fine with vague plans, like I wanted to be there and I wanted to do it, but if the only thing you can give is, I don't know, that doesn't mean anything.
Cool. Cool.
All these big groups are useful for us, though. I'll take it. We might even pin before we step foot in the basement of this area, you know?
Cool.
Like if we don't even have to enter the next floor, I guess that's sufficient. But like basically the way I set up my runs is because by the time I finish doing them all, they've regenerated and I can start it over again, you know? That's the way I do them the way that I do.
Cool.
It's not because it's EXP efficient or whatever. It is relatively EXP efficient, but it's more so that I don't waste my time running through empty rooms. You know, you can min-max your way out of some things, but you go crazy if you try too hard. Where are my resists at? Not too shabby, but we are gonna have to make it cheaper to cast them. But the question is, do I want to do that immediately, or do I want to do, like, the most effective thing is just take your warrior class as high as you can. That's usually the case. I'd like to have some utility, you know? Besides, one of the big things we're going to come up against is things casting and elemental stuff on us, so we're going to need, like, specifically acid resist first, but electric is going to start being important. I don't want to waste the dwarf experience on this.
Bye-bye.
Alright, so let's look at what we actually want to build towards. So we're gonna want to get Warlock and Sorcerer up. Probably Warlock to 52 and then Sorcerer to 56. Before we power level up Ninja more. The thing is, we're gonna have a penalty to work off on each of those. Why are we holding onto a girdle? Let's not do that. We don't need that in our pocket. We also probably don't need this padded leather. Like, we'll just buy another one if we need it. Warlock can't use this yet. That's a thing. But soon, actually, 41. So maybe I won't drop it. You know what? Like, I'm trying to decide why we saved it in the way that we did. That's the problem with doing things like a couple weeks ago, is sometimes you lose track of the exact reason why you did something. Like, that ties back into what I was just talking about. Like, it is important to have reasons for what you do, but if you don't know what those reasons are, it could be a problem. So then the second thing comes into effect. We should all be writing notes for ourselves, because, like, it's a bad habit to not know why you did things. But you can solve this habit. So we know what we're doing with that now. We know this one's high level. We can't do that. That one just doesn't have a good another merge into it. Yeah. So we know our goals are 52 and 56, and I think we're all equipped for stuffs. So let's sort into that. So we have some penalty to work off. That's fine. We're just gonna tear through all as best as we can. So we're gonna go through the dwarves, and that should clear the most out of this. But as you can see, our penalty will be halfway maxed at that point. So, like, we'll only have a little bit more of a penalty to get at after this point. It'll feel better next time. Yeah, we're gonna go this way.
Cool. Cool. Cool.
But this will help in a few ways. It'll make the amount we need to save for the Mystic Portal less. It'll also make our blasting spells a little cheaper. And then later on, when we do our bit for Sorcerer, we can decide which of the blasting spells classes we want to use, because they both have good options. I suspect that the Sorcerer one's going to end up cheaper for us for a long time. Like in the beginning, we're gonna want our sorcerer to go up to reduce the cost of our resists. But I do strongly suspect that I'll want to use Warlock more because it has more general purpose utility for a single guild spellcasting phase. We will also have to join Magi at some point, and that's just a fact, but we don't need it yet. In fact, we can't afford to cast the spells anyway. Not really. So, not and have like our reserve plan. There we go, we're back into the mines. Let's see how much of this is going to empty out. We shouldn't have much problems fighting in the mines, by the way. I think we're going to have a pretty easy time of it overall. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if we still have to go down and like, grind this out, but, like, I don't think we're gonna have much trouble doing it. Though, if we actually just run low on spells or we get hurt a lot, like, we can just return to town. Like, nothing says you have to burn it all off at once. It feels good to do it, you know? We're already like a quarter of the way through it, so that's progress, baby. Well, they are giving us a lot of crystals, which is just healing, so can't say no to that. are mostly cleared through it, then we can make an estimate on how much it gives us. But it's looking like maybe 100,000, which is actually pretty good. Hey, we got to fight the Guardian, the Spador. I suspect we've seen the one for 5 without much trouble, but I don't know about the one for 6 and 7. We'll have to go fail some Guardian saves for that. Yep, looks like right around 100,000, right on the dot almost. That's okay. We'll go run around on 6 and 7. Looks like these guys want a brawl. Exciting. What is nice is that this character's likely to clear up all those low-level bounties that my other characters aren't gonna get. So, I guess that's nice. Yep, looks like this is when we just start taking electrical damage and maybe even mind damage, because I saw the summon shade. Yeah, we definitely need to reduce those elemental costs. But we can only raise one of the things at a time, so...
Cool.
First we'll worry about movement. That'll give us more leeway, and that will they'll actually multiply each other, because like if I get some more leeway in casting, I can just add them in even if they're more expensive, so... Do I have it listed? Let's see what kind of leeway we need. I forget what the cost was. So we technically have about 40 leeway. So if I go through and look at our resist... wait, yeah, resists. So the ones in mention are this one and this one. So that would cost us about 40. So that is about the leeway that we have, but like it's really tight. That wouldn't leave me any leeway for actually blasting something dangerous. So.
Cool.
Either way that we reduce the requirements, it'll help us, you know? Actually, we're going to return because we're full of on items. I didn't realize that, so maybe I just didn't fix it. So it's okay. Getting down there is actually easy. I might not have actually emptied it after the last run. I might have gotten so excited. Okay, fair enough. Or maybe I just filled up doing all this. Like, it was a pretty long run. But you know, we got like 2/3 of it fit cleared. I mean, we can't complain about that. Yep, and it hasn't actually respawned, which tells us that we still did it pretty fast. This just means we can take the next road down as well. Oh, that's right, we have 3 spells to cast on ourselves. That's right, it's not just electrical and mind, it's also acid. So that's actually closer to 60 spells that we need, so... It's a little bit more than I had said, but you know... You're living, you're living.
Cool.
Oh, maybe possible is maybe we gained attack and defense from a warrior instead. No, we didn't quite, but we were getting there. Like, eventually warrior does overtake ninja. Yeah, that's a future thing though, it's not a now thing. We'll bring it up periodically, you'll see. Yep, we're under 100,000, which is nice.
Cool. Cool.
We should probably turn in the bounties in return. I didn't think of it last time because we were dropping off items, but we did clear some bounties.
Cool. Cool. Cool.
Well, we definitely do not want to fight that group of monsters. If you haven't noticed, that's a very unpleasant group. That would kill us instantly, actually. Actually, giant slugs probably would be a bad idea for us to fight regularly anyway. They do a lot of damage. So you don't have to worry about me having too much healing items. If I just fight on this floor and the floor below it, like I'll go through a lot of them. That's why I mitigate it with doing some higher level stuff and some lower level stuff, because like eventually they'll get stolen from me anyway, so holding on to them forever is not useful. But using them too much means that you're gonna have a different problem.
Cool. Cool.
That takes a balance. Did not expect to see shamans.
Cool.
That's for sure. What a surprise.
Cool.
Yep, we're down to under 50,000. Hmm. Basically, I didn't mind going through most of my healing supplies just to burn this penalty. Because we'll just build it up over time again. That was no problem.
Cool.
Yeah, we're actually almost full on items again. I guess it was just killing enemies. We probably did empty it and it just filled up again. That's crazy. Now, to be fair, this is a pretty big penalty for this point in the game. I just have like a long view of things, so like it doesn't bother me to have a large penalty.
Cool. Cool.
And as you can see, we can break it down into floor 9. It's not that difficult for us. It's just the slimes there and the spellcasters are going to be real bad for us, so I don't really want to do it. Like, even these guys are a problem.
Cool.
Like these guys, we don't want to fight. Those slimes, bad news bears.
Cool. 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 Cool.
Okay, so our normal levels are 50,000. That's actually not too shabby, considering what we've done. We're gonna drop some items because I'm not gonna return to town and come back down. So it's gonna drop some stuff that won't be worth much. But like, I'd feel fine returning anytime because
Cool.
we've got enough for a level. Oh, that was very bad. Alright, let's skedaddle. We'll do another run to Pin. I made a mistake, but we didn't die for it. That's all that matters. Getting away with things is half of life, right? That's a little bit of a mitigation on what we have going on. Cool. Let's look at the bounty board. That's not useful. That's money, and that's money, that's money. We got an aminal. Okay, let's turn our aminal friend in. We don't actually need that. Let's look to see if anything new popped up here. Nope, nothing that I can see of importance. Okay. Then on we go, we will. Get our spells on ourselves. Then head once more into the breach. Or was there another bounty? Yep. Oh, I don't even know why I'm passing over these guys. I'm so used to playing my other team. Let's clear out as we go. We don't need to. This will let us rebuild up our healing. We're gonna need it. Because we have another penalty to burn off in a few levels.
Cool.
Sorcerer has a pretty long one too. It's not going to be as big as this one though. I suspect it's only going to be like a couple 100,000 rather than 300,000. Maybe even just like 180,000, you know? Like we only took that one to like, what was it, level 31? Yeah, that'll be much easier. And I believe that the EXP requirements for it are also lower in general. Not by much, but a little smidge. So.
Cool.
Oh yeah, I can't open those. Fair enough. They're giving us a lot of good groups. That's nice. Yeah, probably shouldn't have done that. I'll take the penalty. That'll teach me caution just to... It's a little expensive, but it doesn't cost me anything currently. It's like I said, those healing items will eventually get stolen from me anyway. We're just not a good enough thief as a ninja to stop it. Just That's part of why I carry more than one type of healing item, so if any one gets taken, I still got backups.
Cool. Bye-bye. Cool. Cool.
Well, we came close to pinning before even stepping foot down, which is pretty good.
Cool.
Our poor warrior little friend. He was gone so young. Sure, join the party, crabs. Not all of you will make it, but you're coming along for this bit of the journey. So you didn't actually regenerate yet. So we were really fast. That's fine. And we'll just do a little bit over here. It's not exactly the most efficient, but it's fine. We might get some groups.
Cool.
Looks like none of them made it. So tragic.
Cool.
You an item? Nope, you sure aren't. Oh, we did it. We pinned. Got the level 42 quest. They want us to kill a Warlock. Looks like we're going back soon, guys. How crazy is that? It's okay, we don't have to do anything special. That'll just happen. Because that's where we level anyway. Yep, we've already got one of these saved, so that's fine. And that already mitigated a decent portion of the damage we took.
Cool. Cool.
Now let's trade these new friends in. We don't need them right now. Bam, bam. Cool. So I am gonna put Open Mystic Portal on our thing just so we can get an idea of how expensive it is. I'm also gonna put this on in case we have to use it. I'm gonna put Magical Flight on there too, because when that gets affordable, we'll also add it in, but it's very expensive currently. So teleport's 113. So that went down to 130, so that got cheaper. But yeah, thank you all for following along if you did. I will catch you all next time for more of this. Y'all take care now. Bye-bye.